Hello there everybody, it is me XfreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we are building a fully functional Parisian apartment. I am very excited because this build has been in the works for very many months. I actually started this in January and only finished it like literally yesterday, just mainly because I have been so busy this past couple of months, and I don't know, I guess I also feel a little bit burnout from The Sims 4 as well. But yeah, really excited to finally get this up for you guys, and really happy with the end result as well. I've done so many Parisian apartment builds in the past that it's kind of hard to come up with, you know, something new, something different. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is a fully furnished, fully functional Parisian apartment. It's got a total of 7 units, all fully furnished, and all are different shapes and sizes, which actually drove me crazy as I was building this because it took me forever to furnish all of the different units. I think there's 3 or 4 units that are furnished to look like they're occupied, you know, to look like they're lived in, and then the rest are furnished to look like they're unoccupied. So they have bare bones furnishings, even though it's also fully furnished as well. So yeah, it took me forever because the units aren't the same shape. I think my life would have been easier if I planned ahead and made the units like the same shape, but that wasn't the case for this one. Every floor basically has a different shape unit, which is so time consuming for me to furnish, but you know what, at the end of the day I'm really happy with how everything came together, and I think I would happily move my Sims in here actually, in one of the smaller units I would say. So this build was actually intended to be placed in Brightchester. I think there's a 20 by 20 lot in Brightchester. I'm not sure if that's the actual size, but it's like a square lot size in Brightchester. I think it's a coffee shop right now or something. I forget. It's that lot that this apartment is supposed to be placed in. I'm just building it here in San Sequoia because I just prefer building on this lot because of the lighting, and also because there's really no obstructions blocking the way. Because I actually got this question from another video that I posted a couple of months ago. Somebody asked me why I built on this lot when I was going to move the build to a different lot anyway. And actually the reason for that is because of the lighting, and also because of the fact that there's not a lot of neighborhood clutter that, you know, blocks my viewpoint, and also the fact that this is a slightly larger lot than what the final lot's gonna be, so I get a little bit of wiggle room to you know, decorate the exterior of the building and all of that stuff. So I do prefer building on this lot. Also, the tool mod works really well with this lot because sometimes the tool mod grid isn't properly aligned. If you choose the wrong lot, you get like a really wonky tool grid. So I did use the tool mod for this one. I know I said in one of my previous videos that I was gonna do more like vanilla builds. This wasn't the case for this build because I started this build way back in January. So yeah, fresh off of the release of For Rent. So yeah, I wasn't like planning on doing vanilla builds at that point. I just wanted to do a build that kind of was a callback to something that was familiar on the channel, I guess, especially for long-term viewers on the channel. This kind of style would probably be very familiar to a lot of people because I've been building Parisian apartments, for those of you guys who didn't know, since way back in the Sims 3 days. I did Parisian apartments, and actually one of my first big kind of like breaks on the channel was actually my very first Sims 3 Parisian apartment build. I remember that build like reaching 5,000 views, and it was like the best day of my life. It's like, that was like huge for me, and it's still huge right now. But then I remember that build, you know, hitting 10,000 views, 20,000 views, 50,000 views. I don't know how many views that video still has, but it's still up there on the channel. And yeah, that was like one of the first like major breakthroughs for the channel, and I will always be forever grateful to that build. I don't even know why. I don't think it's a particularly good build, to be honest. I just think the thumbnail looked okay, I guess, and I guess that was a big contributing factor to the success of that video. But it's weird that I'm feeling nostalgic about it, because this month is actually the month when I celebrate my channel's 11th anniversary here on YouTube. I wasn't able to make a big deal out of this last year because I was very busy with my full-time job. You know, I was kind of trying to be a goody two-shoes last year, and, you know, spending all of my time and energy on my new full-time job. Now that I'm a little bit more settled, I'd like to focus a little bit more on, you know, things that I like, my hobbies and stuff like that. So, yeah, hopefully I can be a little bit more productive. I feel like last year my ultimate focus was just really to survive and have a positive evaluation, which I did. So yeah, hopefully I get more time to myself this year to not only produce Sims content, but also just to, you know, explore things that I feel like I missed out on because I was still fixated in my performance for last year. Also, aside from the fact that this month is when I celebrate my channel's anniversary, it's also my birth month, actually. I am going to be celebrating my birthday a couple of days from when this video comes out. So happy birthday to me, I guess. Yeah, really funny. I celebrated my birthday last year at the office, which once again, I was trying to be a goody two-shoes. I did not want to waste like my days off. So literally, I was at the office on my birthday. I went to the office at like 6:30 in the morning. It was like a normal day. A lot of the people at the office at the time didn't know it was my birthday. I was like kind of like low-key trying to hide it because I didn't want them to make a big deal out of it. But yeah, I spent it at the office, and I did hang out with my mom afterwards though. Had dinner with her and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I've been pretty good with managing my days off, so hopefully it shouldn't be that way this year. Keeping my fingers crossed. I think it should be fine. But yeah, I don't know why I just rambled all throughout the whole building process of this build, but as you can see, the exterior is actually pretty straightforward. I used those windows from Strangerville actually. I originally thought about using the ones that came with the marriage the marriage game pack. I forgot what the name is. I forgot what the name of that pack is called. It's escaping me right now. But yeah, it's the My Wedding Stories game pack. I thought those windows would work really well for this build. I think I used some of those, but I ended up using a lot of the Strangerville windows instead because I thought the wrought iron grills looked really romantic actually, and it really fit the aesthetic that I was going for, surprisingly. Never thought I would be using Strangerville in a Parisian apartment build, but here we are. Also, you guys can see the whole planning process of this build here because I wanted to show you guys the whole layout of this apartment. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to film the entire furnishing process for this apartment because I actually recently upgraded to a 4K monitor. But yeah, I finally upgraded to a 4K monitor, and let me just tell you guys, the game looks absolutely incredible. But for the sake of consistency, I wasn't able to film the rest of the furnishing process for this build because I did start filming this in 1080p, which is, you know, the usual resolution that I post in my videos. But because I changed into 4K, I didn't want the video to have like you know, 2 different resolutions. Like change resolutions halfway through, that would be weird. Also, I'm still trying to figure out how to produce videos in 4K, because I don't think my current video editor actually supports 4K or something like that. I'm still experimenting with stuff, so hopefully I figure it out. I did do a little test run on my new settings, but that's mostly just converting the 4K footage that I have to 1080p, because basically the house tour for this video is going to be in 1080p, but it was recorded in 4K, so I had to convert it down to 1080p, and I had to like figure out the settings for that. But let me just tell you guys, based on what I've seen so far, the house tour looks really crisp. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really amazing even though it's 1080p, and I'm really looking forward to producing 4K videos in the future, so please look out for that. It's probably not gonna be happening anytime soon, because I still have a couple more builds in 1080p that I want to put out. I really want to put out the vineyard build that I've been working on for almost 1 year now. When Horse Ranch came out, I did make a vineyard, and I really want to put that out. Most of the footage for that is in 1080p though, so I might have to do a similar approach that I did with this video, and just not film the rest of it, because I don't want the video to have like 2 different resolutions and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know why I'm rambling about this, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm absolutely loving my new 4K monitor. It is just one of the best purchases I've had so far this year. And actually, while I was in the process of upgrading my monitor, I also decided to get myself a new ergonomic desk chair. This is my very first one, and once again, one of the best investments I had. I think I spent like $200 on this chair, literally the most money I've ever spent on a chair, but it feels amazing. The chair not only looks gorgeous, but it has like, you know, things like adjustable armrests, it has lumbar support, it feels amazing, my arms feel great. I never thought I would really appreciate the adjustable armrest, but it feels so good. Like editing videos now feels so much better now that, you know, my arm is the same level as my desk, because I didn't realize that that's a thing. But yeah, really good purchase. I did post it on Instagram when I got it, and yeah, just currently in the process of upgrading my productivity setup, because I do want to, you know, have a better PC setup at home. I guess I don't really do architectural work at home anymore, ever since I started working full-time, so it's mostly just for producing content for YouTube and stuff like that. But you know, it feels great, you know, just browsing the internet in my, you know, $200 ergonomic desk chair feels really amazing. So yeah, you guys just saw me furnish the ground floor of this apartment, which doesn't have any units. It does have yoga studio, which can be expanded if you guys want to. You can convert the yoga studio downstairs and make it into an additional unit if you want. There's also a little utility room downstairs as well. I'm not sure how that works with, you know, multiple apartments sharing just one utility room. I'm not sure if that affects the whole apartment or not. But yeah, it's there just for, you know, immersion purposes. There's also like a 2x2 square room right here to the right of the screen right now, which is supposed to be where the elevators go, but we don't have elevators in The Sims, and it's so annoying to have to place multiple elevators in one lot, because the game doesn't allow you to exit buy mode unless you delete all but one elevator. So it's really annoying. I hate doing that. So I think I kept just one elevator for this build. If you guys want to go through that, you can just add more if you want to. But yeah, the first unit that we're going to be furnishing is actually this 1-bedroom unit. So we're gonna be furnishing 3 units in this build, 2 occupied units and 1 unoccupied one. Unfortunately, the part that I wasn't able to film was the landscaping part and also the furnishing part for the attic units. So this build does have, I think it's 4 attic units, or chambre de bonne. I think that's what you call it in French. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Chambre de bonne. Yeah, 4 attic units, and all of those have single beds in it. They're tiny units. Actually 3 of those units don't have ensuite bathrooms, or actually they have an ensuite shower, but they don't have an ensuite toilet, which is I guess a more realistic and authentic experience for a chambre de bonne, the Parisian style attic apartment, because apparently a lot of them do share you know, a shared toilet. So that's gonna be pretty interesting and immersive for your Sims. Probably very stressful as well. But there is one attic apartment that has an ensuite toilet and bath, if you guys want to choose that one for rent as well. But this unit that we're furnishing right now in particular is more of like a plant lover unit. It's a little bit more bohemian kind of vibe, and very cramped, but I did test this out and the Sim can move around, and they can use pretty much all of the stuff that they're meant to use, like the bed and the sofa and the kitchen, stuff like that. I don't think I've ever made a build that had like so many small kitchens. And actually the upstairs, the attic apartments don't have full kitchens. They just have like a mini fridge and a microwave. So some recipes only really require those 2 appliances, and you don't really need to have like a stove or anything like that in order to cook. But you're just gonna have access to really basic food, I guess. But you know what, your Sims can always go out and dine out at a restaurant or something like that. They did release the new, what's it called, romantic bistro or something. I really should have used that in this build, but by the time that kit came out, I was already like almost finished with this build, so I didn't want to like have to change the ground floor because it was already furnished, and I like the idea of having a yoga studio downstairs. But I might use the romantic bistro or whatever it's called in a future build because it is a really nice looking set. But right now we're actually furnishing the unoccupied unit. So the furnishing for this unit is a little bit more bare bones compared to the other ones because, like I said, it's supposed to be unoccupied. This unit does have 2 bedrooms though, so that's pretty cool, and I actually really like the layout of this unit, and I also like the colors of this unit, which is, you know, mostly beige, but there's some green accent to it as well, and it has kind of like this open concept kitchen and living area and dining area as well, and also a very small master bedroom, and another bedroom that has a bunk bed, a single bunk bed. But yeah, really happy with how this turned out. If I were you guys, and if you can afford to buy this place, I would probably choose this because you do have a lot more space compared to the other apartments. Even though actually, if you guys want to live kind of like the more frugal lifestyle, you can probably choose one of the attic apartments. I could see those more for like a student or like, I don't know, a young adult Sim, like a struggling artist or something like that, because 2 of the attic apartments are furnished as occupied units. So one of them is actually furnished for a writer. One of those attic apartments does have a balcony, and that one is furnished for a writer. And then the other one, the one that has the ensuite toilet and bath, is furnished for a painter or an artist. So, if you guys have any of those sims, you guys can, go the struggling artist route and move your sims onto those units, I guess. And I guess moving into Brightchester would be a really good idea as well, because I mean, if you are in university, you probably don't have a lot of money anyway. So I guess it works. This is totally unrelated to this build, but the Paris Olympics is gonna take place in a couple of weeks, which is very exciting. Apparently a lot of the games are gonna take place outdoors, including the opening ceremony. I'm really excited to see that, because I mean, I just love the historical monuments, and I feel like those are gonna be taking center stage in the Olympics, which is very exciting. I think Versailles is actually one of the sporting venues, which is kind of amazing actually. So that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to watching on TV if they ever show it. A fun fact, by the way, the 2024 Olympics will be my country's 100th year of joining the Olympics. And it's a kind of happy coincidence that we are celebrating that in Paris, which is the same city that we debuted in back in 1924. So that's a pretty cool coincidence. Hopefully it works well for our athletes, because the last Olympics went really well for the Philippines. And yeah, keeping my fingers crossed that it'll be equally as fruitful as the last Olympics. But anyway, moving on to the upstairs unit. This is the 3-bedroom luxury unit. I say luxury because not only does this unit have 3 bedrooms, it also has more than 1 bathroom. So most of the units here have either 1 bathroom or just a shower, not a full bathroom even. So this one has the luxury of having 2 full bathrooms, which is pretty cool. And as you can see, it also has a separate kitchen, so you don't have to worry about those gross food smells getting into your very expensive furniture, I guess. But I definitely see this as an apartment that, I don't know, maybe Sylvie will live in Emily in Paris. Really excited to watch season 4, by the way. I think it's taking place in Rome, not in Paris this time, because I guess there's a lot of events happening in Paris for them to film the new season. So I guess they moved to Rome for this new one. But yeah, really excited to watch the new season. I've been really enjoying Emily in Paris, you guys. Kind of a guilty pleasure on my end, and honestly I feel like my viewing habits have definitely changed ever since I started working full-time, because I think right now I don't really care if I'm watching like an Oscar-worthy TV show or not. I just want something to look forward to after a long day of work, and things like Emily in Paris are actually really perfect for that, because you don't really have to think too deep about the story and about the characters. You don't get an existential crisis just by watching this TV show, which is always great, because when you're stressed out at work, that's the last thing that you're gonna need to worry about. This unit also has 3 bedrooms, if I haven't already mentioned. We're only gonna be furnishing 1 because I forgot to film the furnishing process for the other 2, but the other 2 are pretty basic anyway, so you guys don't really need to see it. But this is kind of like the main bedroom anyway, and it also has a walk-in closet as well, which is again pretty luxurious in an apartment that's very limited when it comes to space. You have multiple bathrooms, a walk-in closet. Like, I don't know about you guys, but to me that speaks luxury to me. The bedroom itself is pretty small, but the Sims can move around in there, and they should be able to use the bed. I'm pretty sure I tested this and the bed is fully functional anyway, so you guys shouldn't have to worry about that. I didn't film the furnishing part for any of the bathrooms because they're pretty basic, to be honest, but most of them have at least a shower. Actually, most of them have shower and tub combo. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to film the rest of the furnishing process because this was around the time when I already upgraded my monitor and I couldn't be bothered to mess with the whole settings and give you guys a video that had 2 different resolutions in it. But hopefully you guys still enjoyed this build, and I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys for watching all through the end. But with that said, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.